Welcome. We are here in partnership with Warren County Sheriff's Office, and we're going to discuss cyberbullying and harassment tonight. We do know that Bullying Prevention Month just ended, and this is kind of to continue that bullying prevention just doesn't happen 1 month out of the year. It's something that we need to focus on every day. And so we know that this is also an issue that continues to grow within our society. As students today are connected in various ways that we as children didn't experience, but we know that in order to help parents and to help students understand, we're joining here tonight with a presentation to talk about cyberbullying and harassment. And I want to say thank you to Sheriff Butler and his team and to all of the Warren County Public School staff that put together this presentation tonight. I know that we do have some other partners here with us tonight in case you have questions. So, Sheriff, do you have anything that you'd like to say?
I just want to thank everybody for coming or watching. And cyberbullying is affecting everyone across the country. It's not just in Warren County. Bullying in general is. And it's not just children. It even goes into adults. It's what we teach our children. It's what we see across the news and what we see across the country. We can be the ones that stop it. But we have to join together and actually make a difference. Together as a community. So the Sheriff's Office, I can say 100% will always be committed to doing the right thing and moving this county community forward. And we're working with our partners that we do very well. I'm very happy and proud to be a part of this. Thank you.
So I know you're not here to listen to us, and so I would like to bring the experts on. And I know that they've done a great job, and I look forward to their presentation.
Detective Hondo.
Hey everyone, I'm Investigator Kristen Hyduk with the Warren County Sheriff's Office. So today we're going to go over the criminal aspect from the Sheriff's Office side on cyberbullying, which will then lead into the school's counselor's presentation as well. Alright, so what is bullying? So bullying is any unwanted, aggressive behaviors by another youth or group of youths that involves an observed or perceived power imbalance and is repeated multiple times or is highly likely to be repeated. Bullying may inflict harm or distress on the targeted youth, including physical, psychological, social, or educational harm. It could be physical, verbal, emotional, and even sexual in nature. So what is bullying? You have physical bullying, which can include punching, poking, strangling, beating, biting, and excessive tickling. You have the verbal, such as acts of hurtful name-calling, teasing, and gossip. And then you even have emotional bullying, behaviors such as rejecting, extorting, humiliating, blackmailing, rating or ranking of personal characteristics, manipulating, friendships, isolating, ostracizing, and even peer pressure. So that leads us into cyberbullying. So as Dr. Ballinger said, a lot of us here tonight never had to experience cyberbullying. We lived in a day and time where we didn't have a phone that we carried around. Kids these days have a device on them at all times, which leads to cyberbullying, which is sometimes referred to as electronic bullying, which can involve sending mean, vulgar, or threatening messages or images, posting private information about someone online, sometimes as simple as something that someone may have told someone else. Kids these days are continually sharing that. Pretending to be somebody else in order to make that person look bad. We have several cases where kids are creating fake accounts to look as if they were somebody else to make that person look bad. So again, another form of cyberbullying. Intentionally excluding someone from an online group. As most of you may know, a lot of kids don't get out in public these days. A lot of their communication revolves around gaming, video chats, social media, they don't get that public group. So it can go as well as not allowing them into those group chats. It can also be done on social media, emails, instant messengers, text, or digital imaging messages sent on cell phones, web pages, social media applications, and online gaming. So all of that is a vast wealth of information for kids to get attacked. All right, so the reason why I'm here is to explain the criminal behavior behind it. I know a lot of people don't associate bullying as being criminal, but there is a criminal element in it. The definition of bullying in the Code of Virginia is any aggressive and unwanted behavior that is intended to harm, intimidate, or humiliate. The victim involves a real or perceived power imbalance between the aggressor or aggressors and the victim. It is repeated over time or causes severe emotional trauma. Bullying includes cyberbullying. It does not include ordinary teasing, horseplaying, argument, or peer conflict. The Code of Virginia 18-152.71 is harassment by computer. This is what cyberbullying falls under, and I cannot stress this enough. Cyberbullying does fall under harassment by computer if any person with the intent to coerce, intimidate, or harass any person shall use a computer or computer network to communicate obscene, vulgar, profane, lewd, lascivious, or indecent language, or make any suggestion or proposal of an obscene nature, or threaten any illegal or immoral act, shall be guilty of a Class 1 misdemeanor. So what that falls under. So although it says computer, computer does mean your cell phones, gaming devices, anything that is transmitted over the internet, okay? So I want you guys to keep that in mind, because I know a lot of parents sometimes feel that, you know, back in the day when we grew up, it was merely just words. Those words don't go away as easily nowadays because there are screenshots. Then they're resending those screenshots, which just cause bigger issues inside of the schools. So that's what I want to really hit home on, is that the more these are shared and the more that you're intimidating somebody and you're using those obscene, vulgar, profane language against somebody, that falls under the harassment by computer and can be a Class 1 misdemeanor. So on top of that, a lot of times when we see the criminal acts associated with cyberbullying, you know, we have the threat, we have the harassment, we have the extortion. You have those threats to kill or do bodily harm. You have the repeatedly annoying or attack a person in a group. And then you have the extortion, obtaining property or money from anyone, another person, by using a threatening, to use violence or other criminal means to cause harm to a person, their reputation, or their property. All of these are all very real in our school system, and we have to remind the kids of those things as well. And then these are the most common: assault and battery. A lot of the cyberbullying will typically lead to physical altercation between kids. If not more than one group, it happens. We have also robbery and hazing, as though they're not as up there as the other. There is some associated in Virginia with robbery and hazing that has led from cyberbullying as well. So that's going to take us into the modes and types. We have direct and indirect. So the direct bullying would be the aggressive behaviors which occur in the presence of the targeted youth. Face-to-face interactions, pushing, hitting, direct, harmful, written, or verbal communications. Then we have the indirect, aggressive behaviors that are not directly communicated to the youth. The spreading of rumors. I mean, I'm sure everyone here has heard of or been part of somebody saying that their kids have been spread rumors around the school. And by the time it starts from one end to the time that it gets to something else at the very end of that. So that's another indirect form of bullying. So the types of bullying, we have the physical, the verbal, which is the taunting, name-calling, threatening, sexual comments, and then also the relational, which is designed to harm reputations and relationships, the social isolations, the spreading rumors, and posting the embarrassing images. We are seeing this a lot right now, specifically on the Snapchat Act, which we'll go over some more things on that here in a little bit. But what's happening is these kids are spreading these rumors and posting these embarrassing images, and by the end of the day, the entire school has seen or read those messages. So it's just one of the ways that it's really affecting our youth right now. And then half the kids don't want to come back to school because their messages have been seen by other people, and they're embarrassed, and it's very hurtful to them. So the effects of the bully youth. Being bullying is associated with internalizing the problems, depression, anxiety, panic disorders, self-harm, suicidal thoughts and attempts, psychosomatic problems, headaches, stomach pain, sleeping problems, poor appetite, and even academic problems. People's grades may suffer because attention is drawn away from learning. And that's why the partners in the back here are here to help with the mental health side of things if your kids are experiencing some of these things, to better help us come together as a community to support these kids. And it also has effects on the bystanders. They may be afraid to associate with the victim for fear of lowering their own status or fear of retribution from the bully and becoming victims themselves. May fear reporting bullying incidents because they do not want to be called a snitch. And they may experience feelings of guilt or helplessness for not standing up to the bully on behalf of their classmates. I hear that a lot. I didn't want to stand up because I didn't want to become a target myself. And I wish more kids understood the importance for standing up for those kids, you know, because sometimes those kids just need somebody to lean on and make them feel important. And then effects on the bullies themselves. So we always think about the victims of bullying, but we never take the time to really think about the effects that it has on the bully themselves. You know, what's causing that person to be the bully? Is there something going on at home? Is there problems that we may not know about? So we have to understand that as well. So studies have found that bullying in childhood may be an early sign of the development of violent tendencies, delinquencies, and criminality. One study found that boys identified as bullies in the middle school were 4 times as likely as their non-bullying classmates to have 3 or more criminal convictions by the age of 24. And those are the latest studies. These numbers came out in 2019, so I can only imagine that that's going to get higher over the years. So here are some cyberbullying facts. There's also a printout in the lobby of this. 1 in 10 boys are going to be cyberbullied versus the 1 in 5 girls. It's going to be different in the areas. I feel here in Warren County, it's reverse. I feel that we deal more with the cyberbullying on the girls' side versus the boys' side. But overall, in the United States, it's 1 in 10 boys and 1 in 5 girls. Most of that is going to be done on your main social media apps, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. And then how they're bullied, hurtful comments, rumors online, post-it names or comments online, threaten to hurt me through a cell phone, and posted a mean or hurtful picture of someone online. So again, all real things and numbers based on the entire United States as a whole. So this right here is going to be the top 5 most dangerous apps for kids. And I play this video because some of them you may know, and some you've probably never even heard of.
For even the most tech-savvy of parents, keeping up with all the latest apps your kid wants to download can be a real struggle. How do you know which ones are potentially dangerous and can expose your kid to all sorts of inappropriate content? Hi, I'm Caroline, Senior Growth Marketing Manager at Bark, a parental controls company. To help parents out, we've researched and compiled a list of 5 of the most dangerous apps for kids today. Some you may recognize, but a few may surprise you. Number 1, Snapchat. Kicking off our dangerous apps list is one that most parents are probably familiar with. Snapchat popularized the trend of disappearing messages. However, kids may not always understand that nothing really disappears on the internet. In addition to nudes, Snapchat also presents other dangers for teens. The GPS-powered Snap Map enables friends, and potentially even strangers, to know your child's exact location. There's also been a recent uptick in drug dealers using Snapchat to connect with young people. Number 2, Discord. Discord is a huge place for teens to hang out and talk about gaming. It's a messaging platform that's very similar to Slack and features chat rooms, direct messaging, voice chat, and video calls. Users can join different servers, and within each server are different channels. Think of these like chat rooms. So why is Discord so dangerous? Because it can expose kids to all sorts of inappropriate content, from hate speech and porn to bullying and online predators. BARC's 2021 annual report found Discord consistently in the top 5 platforms where bullying, suicidal ideation, body image, and more took place. And even though it's popular among teens, Discord is used by more than just kids, which means that adult content on the app is rampant. It can be easy for kids to get involved in a Discord server and make friends and then be influenced by sketchy adults. Number 3, Omegle. Omegle is an anonymous video chatting platform that pairs you with a complete stranger. Children have been known to go on Omegle in groups looking for excitement during a sleepover, much like our generation did with prank calls or AOL chat rooms. But what they find on Omegle can be extremely dangerous. Kids can be exposed to nudity and even real-life sex acts on screen. Predators can lurk on the site, grooming children and saving photos and videos from their encounters. On this list, Omegle is the only app with no redeeming value. Its only function is to communicate with strangers. Number 4, Kik. Kik is a free instant messaging and chat app. The company states that it's for kids 13 and older, but the App Store rates it as inappropriate for anyone younger than 17. This is because of the vast amount of sexual content the app can expose kids to. If you don't use Kik exclusively to chat with friends, you already know you're left with nothing but strangers in chat rooms. Because of this, the potential for predation is enormous with Kik. As such, it's definitely not a messaging app for kids. Number 5, Hoop. What is Hoop? Think of it like Tinder meets Snapchat, almost literally. The app allows kids as young as 12 to form connections with total strangers. By swiping through profiles, which include the person's age, gender, and photos, users can pick who they like to start a conversation with. They can then request that person's Snapchat username with the tap of a button to continue the conversation there. While adults are also able to use the app, Hoop claims that users over 18 won't be shown kids' profiles and vice versa. Still, kids can obviously lie about their age, as can adults. How to talk about it. Usually, kids just want to keep up with the apps that their friends are using. We recommend sitting down with your child and talking through any new apps they'd like to download. Discuss the pros and cons of each, keeping in mind that because everyone else has it isn't the best of reasons. Be sure to listen to what they have to say. Their research and passion may surprise you. If you're worried about apps like these, BARC can help. Our powerful web blocking tool lets you choose which apps your kid can use. We'll even alert you if they sign up for an account on another device. Visit www.bark.us to learn more and start your free 1-week trial.
So those of you that don't know about the BARC service, I highly recommend it. You can set it up to filter even your kids' text messages and stuff for the threats, the bullying, even suicidal ideation. So if you haven't looked into that, it's something you may want to look into. Another one of the popular apps that I'm sure you've all heard about is TikTok. And for those that don't know, TikTok actually has a family parent guide so that you can create your kids' account as a kid and keep it locked that way until the account's unpaired. So it keeps the account private. You cannot comment on videos. Direct messages are turned off. It even limits the search, screen time, and a restricted mode. about TikTok is they're really becoming very law enforcement friendly. So they are working really well with law enforcement in providing us accounts and reaching out if they do feel that there is a real threat that is being out there. I know a lot of kids talk about the new trends that happen. TikTok's promise is that they will verify all of that if a law enforcement member reach out to them, and they can provide you, meaning us, I'm sorry, feedback on if it's actually going to be a real trend, if it is a real threat, and or if it's just something that the news is playing up and there's not really that many people on social media talking about it. So they have a very law enforcement friendly approach to make sure that kids are kept safe and that their app isn't used for any harm on kids. As a teenage parent myself, I know that the most talked about app is Snapchat. It has a lot of cons to it. I mean, you have the disappearing messages, you have the images, but again, like I like to stress to kids that I talk to, those messages and those pictures aren't gone away forever. With a search warrant and or an administrative subpoena, we can get back all those chats and or images, so they're not really disappearing, they're there. I can, same as finding out who actually creates the account. I know that there are a lot of fake Snapchat accounts out there, and in our community, we're experiencing an influx of kids creating fake Snapchat accounts, acting as if they're someone else. So I've told a lot of the kids that I've spoke with that they need to report that. If they feel that their accounts are being taken and made to be someone else, they need to report those because those can be tracked. But as a parent as well, Snapchat has finally decided to move towards the trend of working with law enforcement, as they've now become one of the #1 apps that are causing harm to juveniles in the way that kids are being bullied, sexually exploited, things of that nature. So most recently, in the beginning of this year, Snapchat has decided to kind of do a 360, and they're now working with law enforcement again. They're providing us better information to help us solve cases. They've also created a parental guide control. While it won't let you see your kids' messages, it will allow you to see who they're chatting with, who they talk to the most on Snapchat. So it's a little bit of a better security feature so that you can at least know who your kids are talking to on Snapchat if they are allowed to have the app. So this is a video to kind of walk you through how to set up the family sitter on Snapchat.
Welcome to Snapchat's Family Center, your go-to hub for tools and resources to help parents get more insight into who their teens are friends with on Snapchat and who they have been messaging with, without revealing any of the actual content of those conversations. If you're totally new to Snapchat, we're here to help you get started. You'll need an active Snapchat account to connect with your teen via Family Center. Don't have one? Don't worry. Setting one up is easy. Start by downloading Snapchat to your mobile phone. Open the app and tap Sign Up to create an account. Once you enter all the relevant information as prompted and create your Snapchat username, you'll be ready to get started. There are 2 ways to access Family Center. You can use the search bar, located in the top left corner of the camera screen, which is the main screen the app opens to. Search relevant terms such as safety, family, or parent, and Family Center will appear. Or simply head to Settings, located in the top right corner of your profile page, where Family Center will have a permanent home. Now that you've set up your account, you'll need to invite your teen to join Family Center. Remember, you must be friends with your teen on Snapchat to send an invitation. Parents, guardians, or trusted relatives aged 25 or older can invite their family members to join Family Center by selecting profiles from a pre-populated list or by searching for specific Snapchatters. Note that only teens between the ages of 13 and 18 are able to join. As a reminder, it's against our terms of service for people under the age of 13 to create a Snapchat account. Invitations are sent through a direct chat between the parent and their teen. And just like a regular conversation on Snapchat, the message will delete either immediately or 24 hours after your teen has viewed it, depending on their settings. So be sure to remind them in person to accept the invite. Your teen will receive an invitation card. Remember that they must opt in to participate. Let's take a look at a few key features. With Family Center, you can view your teen's friends list, see who they've been communicating with in the last 7 days. Easily and confidentially report accounts you may be concerned about directly to our Trust and Safety team. These tools mirror the way parents engage with their teens in the real world. In the same way parents can't see or hear their teens' everyday personal and private communications, parents won't be able to view their teens' conversations or snaps. Plus, teens can check out a mirrored view of what their parents see on Family Center, so everyone's on the same page. We're committed to creating effective and thoughtful approaches to making sure Snapchat is as safe as possible for our community. Over the coming months, we'll be introducing additional features to our Family Center.
So a lot of these big tech companies are listening. So the more that you submit feedback to them, the more that they're going to do. So they're finally getting around to changing their ways. Next, we have Instagram. And for those of you that do not know, Instagram is actually under the same umbrella as Facebook. They go under Meta. However, they only have the Family Center on Instagram and not Facebook. They've talked about issuing it in Facebook. However, as of right now, they only have it on Instagram, which this video will guide you through. Also, I have printouts with directions on how to do all of these for anyone that is interested as well. So on that page, I also want to reiterate that, we can't, as parents, hope that these parental controls can kind of monitor everything that our kids say and do. One of the biggest things we have to remember is we still have to be a big part of our kids' lives and have those difficult talks with them about, what they're doing online, who they're talking to, and reminding them of the real dangers of the online world, that not everybody that they're talking to may be who they think they're talking to. So that's just a huge thing that I like to really push out there, is that while these apps are now coming together to work better with the parents, we also have to make sure that we are monitoring our kids online and who they're talking to and what they're doing online. My business cards are in the back. If any of you guys have any questions on any apps that aren't covered on here, I'm more than happy to help set up any parental controls and or work through or give you the statistics on those apps. Now we're going to move into the public school side of things. All right.
Hi, I am not Dr. Ballinger. My name is Karen Plosh, and I am a school counselor at Warren County Middle School. And Christina Sasser is sitting here. She is one of the school counselors at Skyline Middle School, and we've kind of worked on our portion together a bit. You go ahead. So a little bit of this is repetitive. We know bullying is unwanted. We know it's aggressive. We know it's repeated. And we know it's a power imbalance. And we also know with cyberbullying, it's really the same things. It's unwanted, it's aggressive, it's repeated, and it's still a power imbalance. The biggest difference is the person bullying stops at the end of the day when it's in person, but when it's cyberbullying, it goes on. Kids can't ever escape it. Again, some of the common cyberbullying tactics, and we do see this in the middle school, we do see mean, hurtful, embarrassing rumors spread about kids, threatening to hurt someone or telling them to kill themselves, posting a mean or hurtful picture or video, pretending to be someone else online in order to post personal or false information about that person. We see posting mean names, comments, content about anything, race, religion, ethnicity, anything, personal characteristics, creating a mean or hurtful web page about someone. And there's the term doxing, which was new to me, but it's, also using cyberbullying, to threaten and destroy individuals' privacy by posting their personal information. I think we see a lot of adults doing that lately too, so. But we know all bullying is harmful to kids. This quote comes from, it's a little hard to see, it's www.stopbullying.com. A lot of the information came from that website. But it says bullying can affect everyone, those who are bullied, those who bully, and those who witness bullying. Bullying is linked to many negative outcomes, including impacts on mental health, substance use, and suicide. And again, this is, like I said, a little bit of this is repetitive. For kids who are being bullied, we know they're more likely to have depression and anxiety, increased feelings of sadness and loneliness, changes in sleep and eating patterns, and loss of interest in activities they used to enjoy. They also can have more health complaints, and they tend to miss or skip or even drop out of school. And kids who bully others, as was also mentioned, they tend to abuse alcohol and other drugs in adolescence and as adults. They tend to get into fights and vandalize property and drop out of school, engage in early sexual activity, have criminal convictions and traffic citations as adults, be abusive toward their romantic partners, spouses, or children as adults. Again, that's from the same website. You can't see it very well, but. And the kids who witness bullying, like sometimes we forget about them too. We're not, again, it's a crossover between bystander, but they do experience a lot of anxiety. They have increased use of tobacco, alcohol, and other drugs. The mental health problems include depression and anxiety, and they often miss or skip school too. And just like it was mentioned, they don't want to be called snitches. It's a tough spot to be in. They don't want to see it. They don't want to experience it. In every case, we know it's hurtful to everyone. It destroys a positive place for kids to come together and learn. It erodes their physical and emotional sense of safety and worthiness. And what we tell kids is that they matter. It's really important that every kid knows that they matter. No one ever deserves to be bullied. It is never their fault. And if someone is being bullied, they have a right to be safe. We tell kids to be an upstander, not a bystander. This is not, unfortunately, I can't claim that came from somebody else. But a bystander is the person who sits by and watches it happen. An upstander is someone who makes a huge impact by intervening on behalf of someone who's being bullied. And I think I go into that a little bit later, a little more what that means. A bystander mistakes. Some of the mistakes they make is that they see bullying, but they don't say anything to help the victim. And all of this includes online. They believe rumors about the victim without real proof. And that includes those fake accounts and things where sometimes someone's being set up to be bullied. They cheer bullying on. That can be in person, that can be online. They record bullying and repost it, which is re-victimizing the victim, which is also turning them into bullies as well, not just bystanders. And of course, we know those come with a lot of consequences. But we talk about ways to be an upstander instead of a bystander. And one of the things we try to tell kids is to walk away. And I don't mean like just ignore it and pretend it didn't happen, but a lot of times a bully is looking for attention. And you are taking away the attention, you're taking away the power imbalance. If there's a group of kids against one, if the group around the bully walks away, the bully doesn't have their audience anymore. So it can help. Also, not responding to someone who's trying to provoke you because it escalates things. And I know that's really hard. And you know, we're not telling kids to just let it happen to them. We have other things we tell them to try and help them deal with it. If someone is trying to provoke you through social media, don't respond, block them. We tell kids this every day. Block kids. If they're not friends in real life, you don't really need to be friends with them online. Do not make screenshots and share with other kids. That's a biggie. You know, we'll see kids, two of them having a nice little Snapchat screenshot, whatever, talking to each other, and they, one of them will ask, do you like so-and-so? And the other one will be like, tell them the truth. Well, no, I don't really like them, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll screenshot and share with that person. That happens every day. So don't screenshot, don't share with other people. Tell a responsible adult that it's happening, and that's where we come in. That's where you guys come in. Like all of us together, we're the responsible adults, and we're a team, and we want to fix this. We don't want it to happen. So it's important that when kids or other adults find out about this happening, that we share with each other so that we can fix the problem. Do not spread rumors about others. That's a biggie. If we don't know, if we didn't hear it ourselves come out of somebody's mouth, you can assume it's probably not true. Like, don't believe the people in the middle of the pack stirs who just want to see you two get into it. Well, that happens all the time too. So, but we always tell kids, don't believe the messengers, because a lot of times they're just saying it to create more drama. Don't accept or share texts or posts that are mean to other people. Again, if someone starts texting your child and trying to pull them in, best thing to do is just block or get out of it. Do not accept or share videos of meanness, including humiliating or fighting others. Again, it causes more harm to the victim and it causes more consequences. And when you are kind, this is kind of the antidote to bullying in some ways. One of the antidotes is kindness, and we always tell kids about this too. And it really does increase your confidence. It increases your happiness. It gives you better quality friends. It improves the lives of others, helping you too, also, of course, also improves people's opinions of you, making you a role model and a leader. It opens more doors for your future, and it improves your whole community. And one of the other things we try to teach is building resilience as a defense, because here's the thing. By the time, we all grow up and we get into the world, people still say nasty stuff to us, but a lot of times we can just let it roll off our back. Middle schoolers and many high schoolers don't have that resilience yet to let some things roll off. Again, not saying the bullying is okay, because it's never okay, but there's also that piece of trying to help kids who are being bullied to build that confidence that they need to be able to let some things roll off and just move on. There's this video here where this man is trying to teach a group of students, I think they're middle schoolers, a little bit about resilience, and I was hoping we could play a couple minutes of it. That's okay, we don't have to watch the whole thing.
Sociologists have been studying bullying for decades. They just don't call it bullying. They've always called it dominance behavior. That is other people trying to overpower others. And it's just like the animal kingdom. The alpha male mentality. That's what's happening on campus. And so when we understand it in terms of dominance behavior, people trying to have power over another, that helps us understand what to do about bullying when we really understand what it is.
All the bullying experts agree on one thing, that bullying is an imbalance of power, that someone's trying to have power over you. They want to see you lose, and they want to win. You see, the experts say it's an imbalance of power. Let me put it this way. Let's say a bully says they hate your guts. I hate your guts. If you respond out of anger, shut up! The bully loves that. Never. I hate you. Don't care. You're hurting my feelings. That's the point, stupid. You see, the more upset you get, the more angry you get, the more fun they have. But what would happen if we were resilient? Everybody say resilient. What if if we were emotionally strong? Everybody say strong. What if we were mentally tough? Everybody say tough. Then no matter what the hater says, you wouldn't care. I hate your guts. That's nice. You smell like body odor. You're nasty. Thanks for the information. Your face is ugly. You have the face of an angel's 3 cheeks. Okay, maybe that was too far. But how awesome would it be if you, the victim of relentless teasing and taunting or bullying, decided to not get upset, to have tough skin, to allow the hateful, mean words of others bounce right off you and not care what the other person says? See, some people say, well, Brooks, doesn't a person have to have a high sense of self-esteem to be able to do what you're asking? Don't they have to have, self-confidence or a high sense of self-worth? No, they don't. If you explain to students that bullying is nothing more than a game about winning and losing, and that the way that they can win is by not getting upset, and the bully will lose. And when people lose, they don't like playing the game, so they'll leave you alone. When you explain that to a student, it's simple, it's concrete. It's not abstract, it's not ethereal, it's not complex, it's simple. Don't get upset no matter what they say. I'm not saying it's easy, but in logic, it's very simple. Now, it's important to know this. When I say bullying, I'm only talking about when someone's hurting your feelings. If you can understand bullying in terms of someone hurting your feelings, then the solution is very simple. But some people think bullying is more complex than hurting your feelings. They think bullying is like violence. Let me make it very clear. When I say bullying, I'm not talking about when someone punches your face. I actually believe that, you should get upset if someone punches your face. That's not bullying. That's called assault and battery. Okay? Don't just stand there. It's all good. No, dude. If someone straight up punches your face, get upset. Why? Because that's a crime. That's not bullying. It's a crime. And crime should be punished. And if you ever feel like your life is in danger, you should be protected. You should reach out for help.
These are social skills that every human needs to learn, because there's mean people all around us. There's jerks everywhere. I've discovered that when you empower kids to solve their own social problems, 3 things happen. Number 1, they grow in self-esteem, they grow in self-confidence, and they grow in self-worth. All 3 words have one word in common: self. You can't do it for the kid, he has to do it for himself. And only when he solves the problem for himself does he grow in self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-worth. And that's what we should be doing. Every victim of bullying deserves the right to be taught how to solve their own social problems. And that's what we need to move towards, I believe.
Now, in this game, I want you to call me an idiot. I'm going to try to get you to stop being mean. You can make fun of my high forehead, my pointy nose. You can make fun of my ugly clothes. Here's how the game works. It's pretty brilliant. I'm going to try to get you to stop being mean. And if I can stop you from being mean, I win. But if I can't stop you and you keep being mean to me, you win. Okay? So the goal is not to give up. You call me an idiot and you keep making fun of me. I'm going to try to stop you. On the count of 3, everyone say action. 1, 2, 3. What? Call me an idiot.
You're an idiot.
What'd you say?
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You're ugly.
That hurts my feelings.
Yeah, like I care.
I'm going to get you in trouble.
Sure, short stuff.
I'm taller than you. Shut up. You call me an idiot one more time and I will windmill kick your face.
Like I care. Like you could do anything in those clothes.
These clothes are freaking awesome, okay?
Sure, plaid and sweater vest.
Oh, you have eyes. You can see. Stop being mean.
I hate your face.
Stop being mean.
I hate blonde people.
All right, give her a big hand clap. She did great. All right, now hold on. Good job. All right. I tried to stop you. I couldn't. You did a great job. We're going to play one last time. Same rules. You can call me an idiot. I'm going to try to stop you. Don't let me stop you, okay? You keep being mean to me. Do you think I can stop her? No. All right, I'll try. Here we go. On the count of 3, everyone say action. 1, 2, 3. Everyone call me an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Oh, you think I'm an idiot?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I do stupid things, that's true.
Yeah, you do. You always do stupid things.
I know, you're so smart, you're so lucky.
Yes, I am.
You're awesome.
Thank you. And you're not.
I know, we established that. Cool, look, my happiness is not based on whether you think I'm cool or not. I'm gonna be happy even if you hate my guts.
Okay.
And I'll always be nice to you, sweetheart.
Okay. No.
Isn't she lovely?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I won. Give me a big hand clap. That was awesome.
So I went ahead and let you guys watch that whole thing because I felt like that was probably more important than my other one. The other one we'll skip. That's just a Taylor Swift reference because she has a song called Shake It Off, and it is a fantastic message about resilience, and you guys can find it on YouTube yourselves later if you really want to hear the song. So we can go on to the next slide. Again, how to reduce bullying at school. We try to empower students to be upstanders. And again, that can mean they just come tell an adult. If they really feel like they're just too afraid to do, we're not asking kids to get into a fight with somebody to protect their friend. Like, we're not asking them to do that. But we are asking them to try to be an upstander, walking away, don't give attention to the bully, come see us, those kinds of things. Tell your parents, have them call us. We also try to help students to develop resilience. We try to create a kindness culture, and some of the things like even, this past month was anti-bullying month, and we did have these kindness cards that had like punches on them that kids had the opportunity to try to get all of the kindness activities completed on their kindness card, and then they submitted them, and then some were drawn at the end of the week for prizes. So we try to encourage that type of behavior, and we try to reward it. Sometimes extrinsically, sometimes intrinsically. So we also try to report bullying concerns to school administrators. We ask them to do that, and or us, so that we can respond. Because if we don't know about it, it's really hard to respond to it. So it really helps when we all communicate with each other. Also trust that we are addressing it, and communicate with us if you feel it is not being addressed. And the hard part about our jobs is that we can't talk about other people's kids, but you can give us information. So there is that, we are able to tell you, yes, it's being addressed, but for kids' confidentiality, I can't sit there and talk to you about somebody else's kid. That's not okay. But do know that we are taking all that information in, and we're trying to make the best of a bad situation. We're trying to make it right. Also, another thing we can do is not post our child's bullying situation online, because it escalates the drama, it escalates the problem, it does not decrease it. It makes it bigger exponentially. So, and again, ways we try to improve the school climate. Again, we try to really work on bully awareness and prevention. We do that through activities, through our talking one-on-one with kids, lots of different ways. We try to work with kids through mediations if it's appropriate. We also try to give referrals if we think, someone could use some extra counseling. We talk to parents about those types of things. Interventions. Sometimes we lead groups to try and help kids learn how to deal with each other better, different situations. We increase kindness through kindness initiatives, kindness week, kindness cards, different things like that. We also have PBIS activities and rewards that go on all throughout the year. And I can't say that those are run by the counseling office, but that's like a school-wide initiative. I think pretty much every building is probably doing some kind of PBIS in their buildings. And again, it's some of the other things we can all do. We can all model kindness, and we can all model respectful behavior. And we always try to remember the growth concept. Kids in school, they're still kids. And even if they did something really stupid, there's a chance to grow. There's a chance to learn and do better. And that includes, us trying to help them learn how to do better. And again, how we together can help our kids. It's getting a little repetitive. We try to follow the upstander behaviors ourselves. We try to model positive behaviors towards others, even when we're tired, even when we're hungry, grumpy, all that fun stuff. We try to model positive online behaviors ourselves. We try to keep communicating with all of us, and this I feel like is for all of us. It's not just us communicating with you, it's not just you communicating with us, it's not just the kids talking to one or the other, it's all of us, just communicating with each other. And modeling resilience for our kids, and again, think of Taylor Swift. If you haven't heard the song, go listen to it. And monitor our kids' phones and other device usage. And these resources are also on a handout out there if anybody would like a copy of that. And this is just a thank you to the counselors that helped work on this. So that's it. Thank you all for coming out.
I just want to say thank you again for coming out tonight. This is something that we struggle with in schools, in our community. And we just wanted to provide an opportunity to help parents understand what you can do to help your child when they're experiencing cyberbullying, harassment, what we are trying to do to help out, and then our partnerships with the Sheriff's Office and working through that. Because there have been situations where we've had to rely upon the Sheriff's Office to help us work through something. And our partnership is a good partnership. But please, monitor your kids, check for signs of bullying, monitor their social media sites, communicate with your school so that we can help intervene. Because a lot of the situations that happen outside of school in the evening on social media comes to school the next day. And that's really the struggles that we have. So again, thank you. And please reach out if you have any questions to your school, law enforcement. We're all here tonight to answer any questions. I know we are not going to take questions at this point in an open forum, but what we were going to do is just hang out so that if you had a question for us and you wanted to talk, we were here for you. So again, thank you, and I do appreciate it.